Since 1909, the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference has been a leader in collegiate athletics, with campuses in some of the most scenic areas in the United States. And now in Salt Lake City, Utah and Rapid City, South Dakota, the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, competition elevated.
At the University of Colorado, we award more than 15,000 degrees each year. We've developed nearly 2,000 bioscience innovations. Our community programs serve more than 1 million people in Colorado. Our research has created over 150 companies, and we've partnered on more than 75 space missions. We are 4 campuses, united in making a difference.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II, but we're especially proud of our commitment to Make-A-Wish.
Division II student athletes have led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted. We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
I finally found the healthcare I've been looking for. It's the UCCS Health Circle Primary Care Clinic across from University Village on North Nevada Avenue. The nurse practitioner managed clinic is a perfect fit. I have longer appointments so I don't feel rushed. And we've created a personal health plan that's really working for me. UCCS Health Circle is more than a provider. They're my new healthcare partner.
At the University of Colorado, we make quality education accessible to everyone. We award more undergraduate, graduate, and professional degrees than any other university in the state. We reimagine the way communities are designed, and we help people throughout Colorado to be healthier. We are 4 campuses, united in making a difference.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, you're tuned in to the Lion's Den, official source of UCCS Sports. I am the Sports MC, MJR Jamandi, broadcasting live inside the Gallagher Event Center on the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs campus. And I'm joined, as always, by my partners in crime, the dream team of UCCS Broadcasting. To my left, we got Brandon Applehands, a.k.a. Sauce. How you doing, Sauce?
I'm doing well. I just want to start the show by saying happy birthday to my beautiful mother, Cindy Applehands. Enjoy the show.
Happy birthday, Mom. Not my mom. Happy birthday, Cindy. Happy birthday. And then also joined by Charlie Bang Bang Butnick. How you doing, Charlie?
I'm doing great.
What are you doing?
Broncos won, got the Super Bowl, doing great.
I don't even know what that means, Charlie.
I feel like it contradicts itself, but it's okay.
A little bit. Yeah, he does that all the time.
It's all right.
That's a way we forgive him
just
anyways.
Start the show.
Okay, well, Charlie, we introduced you here as Charlie Bang Bang Butnick.
We
Guess
do.
what, Sauce? I got a new nickname for Charlie.
What's that?
Oh.
Charlie Benedict Butnick. I got a story to tell you real quick before we get
gosh.
into the
Yeah,
show.
wait, this is great. This
Okay.
is unscripted.
Completely.
Oh,
Okay,
gosh.
so Friday night we're at the Masari Arena. The 3 of us are all there. Is this
I
accurate
did
so
see you
far?
there, so I have to-
I was there. I was there
story's
watching
real.
the game, okay, supporting my Mountain Lions, as always.
right.
You were there calling the men's game, right? Do you know what you were doing while you were calling the men's game?
Probably.
I mean, do you know what Charlie was doing? That's a better question. You know what
he
Charlie was doing while you were
He should have been getting
working.
game film.
Oh, that's what he was supposed to do while you were
game
calling
film.
the game.
I gotta get highlights.
He was supposed to do game film while you were calling the game. Do you
Correct.
know what he was doing?
What was he doing?
He was getting red CSU Pueblo T-shirts because it was their red out night.
I saw that.
And so he got super excited, and he's jumping up and down. I got a shirt.
not
I got
the
a
real
shirt.
story.
That is exactly the story. I was there. I saw it.
The cheerleader threw it at me.
See, here's the thing.
Could
is
not
that-
catch
didn't,
it.
and you didn't throw it back. You didn't.
Oh,
you know, it's like a home run
That
when you're in a
hurts.
different ballpark. You throw it back, Charlie.
You're right.
Instead, what he did, let me tell you what he did. He ran right over to his bag. He put it right inside. He kept it nice and tight, and I'm sure he wore it all weekend long as he celebrated his beloved Broncos winning the Super Bowl.
Oh,
That's what
Actually-
Charlie did this weekend. Just so you know, FYI. So now
expecting
what
a
we
tweet,
need
Spencer.
to do is
Too hurt
we
right
need to
now.
get to some actual business. So after I put you on blast, Charlie.
Yeah, that one hurt.
Yeah,
I
well,
gave it to actually a CSU Pueblo person, so it's good.
It hurts that we have a traitor on the
Oh
team.
my
And so from
gosh,
here on
it's
out,
killing
it's
me.
going to be Sauce and MJ show. Charlie, thanks for
Or
playing.
Bang Bangs don't.
I won't be a sore loser. It's okay.
We
get-
like Charlie
yeah.
anyways, but I had to
We
put
got
him on
him.
blast because I didn't think that was too cool, Charlie.
What was worse, the dab or that?
Equally as offensive.
Okay, sounds good.
We're going to
so
pick our
let's-
poison again, Charlie.
We're going to go ahead and get down to business because we do have a lot to cover here on the Lions Den this weekend. The softball season opened up on the road in Las Vegas at the Desert Stinger. Mountain Lions came away with a winning record and, in fact, are the only current team in the RMAC with a winning record. So if the season ended today, we'd be number one. We'd host the whole thing. But it just started, so we got some time left. Basketball, both went 1-1 on the road, men and the women. We have 2 athletes of the week. That's right, 2 athletes of the week. We're going to talk about that and much more here on the Lions Den. We also got a couple guests right here in the studio. We got Alex Welsh, Dalton Patton right now sitting front row right here in the Lions Den. They're going to join us in just a little bit. So if you have any questions you want to ask Dalton Patton or Alex Welsh, tweet us at Go Mountain Lions, and we'll get those questions asked and answered for you live on the show here today. So, Charlie, Bang Bang, Benedict Botnick.
Oh my God.
Time for Bang Bang's best. Bang Bang, go ahead and tell the millions and millions of listening Lions what were the top performance for your Mountain Lions this weekend.
Thanks, MJ. Put me
You're
on
welcome,
blast.
buddy.
I'm still a little
gotta agree with you,
shocked
man.
about that, but
Take the shirt back.
welcome back to Bang Bang's Best, one of the best segments, personally, of UCCS, the Lions Den. First off, we have number 3, Chantel Fondren, used a provisional qualifying mark in the 3rd event to earn RMAC Track Athlete of the Week for the second straight week. She qualified in the 800-meter run last Saturday and a qualifying performance in the mile run, and as part of the distance medley relay earlier this season. Fondren won the 800-meter run in 2 minutes, 16 seconds. The time is good for the number 13 time in the Division II performance list. It is only one of 2 qualifying times in the nation done at altitude. She was also a member of the 4x400 meter relay team that finished 3rd in 4 minutes and 10 seconds.
Easy for you to say.
I know, right? At number 2, UCCS women's basketball senior Shannon Kelly averaged 10 rebounds and 3 steals per game to earn RMAC's Defensive Player of the Week. She also averaged 8 points on the offensive side. Kelly, first game, had 8 rebounds, 11 points, and 2 steals on that Friday night loss to Colorado State Pueblo. Then she followed that performance with 12 rebounds and 4 steals. Kelly is among the conference leaders in both rebounding and steals with 6.8 rebounds and 1.7 steals per game. And at number 1, you have Danny Fonseca. She struck out 12 batters in the first game of the final day against Montana State Billings. Before that, though, Danny Fonseca used a home run against CSU Dominguez Hill over the right field wall to move in, actually tie number 10 in the program career home runs, as the UCCF softball team went 3-2 overall this weekend. They're looking good as ever. So Danny Fonseca will be on the show next week. She is the Shining Lion and Bang Bang's best.
Oh, the Shining Lion.
The Shining Lion.
Danny Fonseca, a dozen strikeouts and a home run to boot. She does a little bit of everything. We're going to get her on the show next week. But on the show this week, we got Alex Welsh, Dalton Patton. They're going to join us in just a little bit, as these guys are hoping to get some redemption on Beat the Broadcasters. And if you were watching last week, I mean, they're running their mouth. Now that the guys are here, they're not talking so much. We're going to see what happens when we get on the court a little bit later. But coming up next, we're going to cover the women's basketball results, what happened this weekend, who did what and where. If you want to know, tune in to the Lions Den. We'll be back right after this.
Puts his head down, wedges his way across the ring, breaks it in the clear, across the 40, 50, 45, 40. He's got a blocker. He's going to shoot from 25. There it is, right in the goal.
Moody now goes outside to Opson. Opson off the block, it's out. The Gulls win! Tuned into the Lions Den, official source of UCCS Sports. We got a lot to cover here on today's broadcast. We're going to start with the women's basketball team who went on the road and went 1-1 against CSU Pueblo and Western State. A great weekend for the Mountain Lions as a whole. In January, they're still doing fantastic. I mean, we're talking about a 10-2 record in the year of 2016. Unfortunately, couldn't get the win on Friday night against CSU Pueblo, but at the moment, currently a great record. As you see right there, Mountain Lions in contention right now to host their first round playoff game. In just a few weeks, playoffs are going to get underway, and so they're really looking to make that push as we enter the final stretch. But let's go ahead and get to our expert analyst, Benedict Botnick here. Mr. Benedict Botnick, let's go ahead and talk a little bit. No, at least not till the end of this show.
You're right.
Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the women's basketball team. A close game against CSU Pueblo on Friday night. Unfortunately, couldn't come away with the win. What did you see on Friday night from the Mountain Lions? And why weren't they able to solidify the victory at the Massari Arena?
You know, the Mountain Lions, they had a chance the final minute. You know, they had a good shot at the end to tie it with 3. You know, Jenna Knoffel took that shot. Fortunately, didn't hit it. But, you know, what impressed me the most with Friday, and it was the post players. And got a chance to talk to head coach John Nelson. Said that Mia Carter and Shayna Leaf really took over that game. They played very well. Shayna Leaf had a team-high 13 points. You know, the post has become a big threat for the Mountain Lions, and you saw it well against CSU Pueblo. It just couldn't – they just didn't have that momentum that they usually had. Started a little lackluster in the first half, really first quarter, and, you know, just couldn't get the win there. And, you know, that's a tough place to play. That environment, it was, you know, like you said, Red Out Night. It is a tough place to play when that crowd is on fire, and, you know, I think might have got a little bit of the best of them.
They're giving out T-shirts.
Well, yeah, and our own expert analyst here is taking them. So, yeah, apparently we got a lot of energy going on in the Massari Arena that really fed in to the Thunderwolves' ability to close down that matchup. Tough finish, though. I got to tell you, final sequence, if you recall, Gabby Ramirez bringing the ball up. She had a good look, but kicked it off to a more open shot. Didn't go down, though.
And that was one of the points I was going to make, is that Jenna Knoffel, I don't want to put her on blast here, but she was 2 of 11 from downtown.
And she's a great shooter, just an off night.
And we all know that, so it's not anything personal. But, I mean, freshmen have stepped up this year. Just a game where they were not hitting. And like we said, the Massari Arena, that's a tough place to play. And that's her first time going there. And only playing them once is kind of a tough loss. But the Mountain Lions only shot 17% from downtown, so that doesn't help any either. But the next night wasn't so much better.
One possession lost there, 64-61 was the final result. A good team though, 18-4, 13-3 in the RMAC are the Thunderwolves. So it's not like they were a give me win by any means. That was a tough matchup in a tough arena with a tough crowd, and the Mountain Lions couldn't quite close it down. But like you mentioned, Sauce, the next night they bounced back with a great win over Western State. Charlie, what did you see on Saturday night? What was the difference from Friday night to Saturday night? Other than the opponent, obviously, but what were the Mountain Lions doing a little bit differently, which helped propel them to victory?
Well, the second night was a different night, different team, different everything. You know, Mountain Lions need to get defensive rebounds. Head coach Sean Nelson talks about it all the time, and that's what they did. Tori Fisher tied her season high, 22 points, 11 rebounds.
Double-double.
Didn't even play the first quarter. Played only 3 quarters in that game. Got 22 points. Talked to her after. You know, she was really excited for that game. And then Jen Vigil, 22 points also. You know, the team, they didn't shoot as well in the 3-point, but Jen Vigil single-handedly, you know, was a big factor of that game, you know, and she has been stepping up. And also, Shayna Leaf and Shannon Kelly, it was that upperclassmen, you know, they had 5 upperclassmen in the 3rd and 4th quarter that they ran with, I believe, the whole 4th quarter. It was Gabby Ramirez, Shannon Kelly, Shayna Leaf, Tori Fisher, and Jen Vigil. And, you know, that team just rolled, and they got some momentum, and they really finished that one off really well. And, you know, that gym also, a hard gym to play in. You know, our SID, Jared Werner, used to work in that gym, and he said be careful because that crowd will get loud. And, you know, we saw it at the women's game. We also saw it at the men's game.
Well, we're going to talk about what happened at the men's game coming up after break. But, Sauce, let me get your take on the women's game on Saturday night in that 9-point victory against Western State, 70-61. What happened? What did you see?
Don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but we know. Not the greatest shot appearance there, 19% from downtown. Half the shots were taken from behind the arc. They shot 36 threes, 70 total shots.
That's a lot of threes.
On the night. And it's, I mean, they're a team that can hit them. And what I take from this is that obviously, Brittany Hernandez, she is, she had a decent game, but if she's at full flex, I think they're fine. And a lot of players are stepping up, so good things to come for the women's team.
Well, and as Charlie mentioned earlier, in Bang Bang's best, Shannon Kelly, the RMAC Defensive Player of the Week. So we talked a little bit about her. We talked a little bit about Jen Vigil. What do those two ladies have in common?
You know,
they were guests on the Lions Den.
The
Charlie,
guests.
That's
the
what
Lions.
they have in common. No, Charlie, she wasn't on the show. But right. Jen Vigil was, and Shannon Kelly was, and they are doing phenomenal. You know what we call that? The Lions Den bump. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We have a couple more basketball stars right now that are about to get the bump because Alex Walsh, Dalton Patton in the studio. They're going to join us right after this break to get some of that action. They want the bump, too. We're going to be talking about quite a few things, and a little Beat the Broadcaster action is going down right here on the Lions Den. If you're not tuned in, you're missing out. And if you got questions, tweet us at Go Mountain Lions. We'll be back right after this.
Puts his head down, wedges away across the leg, breaks it in the clear, across the 40, 50, 45, 40. He's got a blocker. He's going to shoot from 24. There it is. Right in the goal.
Moody now goes outside to Opson. Opson off the block. It's out. The Bills win.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You are tuned in to the Lions Den, official source of UCCS Sports. I got a question for the millions and millions of fans. What do we do here on the official source? I got the answer for you. We bring in official players and athletes. That's what we do, among the many things. And right now we got Alex Welsh, Dalton Patton, as you see, joining us right here in the Gallagher Event Center for the Lions Den. If you got questions, it's not too late. Tweet us at Go Mountain Lions, and we will make sure to get those answered right here live on the Lions Den. But gentlemen, thanks for joining us here live on the Lions Den. How you doing? Dalton, how you doing today?
Excellent.
Excellent, because you're here on the Lions Den.
Right.
That's right.
Yep, that's the reason.
That's the reason. And Mr. Welsh?
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, what'd you do this weekend, Mr. Welsh, other than go boarding like you did? That was quite a performance. What else did you do over the weekend, buddy?
Just hung out, got some sleep, caught up on some Z's. Did
You
a little
slept?
homework. I did, yeah.
Okay. That was the event of the weekend. You slept.
Yeah.
Living life on the edge.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm sure Coach loves to hear that.
Yep, exactly.
And so do the millions and millions of listening Lions, because it means you're a dedicated student athlete here at UCCS.
I'm just tired.
I gotcha. Mr. Patton, what about you? What'd you do this weekend? How was life?
I did just about the same thing. Lots of sleep, lots of homework, and that's about it.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Good. That's good. That's very good. Recovering from the great games and preparing for the games coming up this upcoming weekend, right?
That's right.
That's right. Okay. Alex, I got a question. We got to start things off, right? So you've done some pretty cool things here as of late in terms of milestones and things of that nature. So the millions and millions clearly want me to ask you, did you think the Broncos were going to win the Super Bowl?
Yeah, of course I did. I mean, I grew up in Denver my whole life, so I had faith that they were going to win.
Okay. So you were cheering them on in your sleep?
Yeah, I actually did fall asleep during the Super Bowl, but I did watch it and I did cheer them on.
Okay. And you, Mr. Patton, you had the Broncos?
Yep, I knew they were going to win.
You knew it?
Yep. No doubt in my mind.
No doubt. Okay.
No doubt.
Any commercials stand out?
The monkey baby one.
Yeah.
That was
Monkey
weird.
baby?
That was weird.
Yeah.
I didn't like that one.
So it probably gave you a little bit of nightmares as you were sleeping
as I
during.
was dozing off,
Like,
yeah.
what's that? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was a weird one.
That is pretty bizarre. How about you, Mr. Patton?
I like the Doritos one with the baby when he's waving the.
Yep.
Yeah.
Stomach, yeah.
And then it comes out of the belly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the one.
That's a good one. All right.
I like that one.
Yeah, that's fun.
All right. Let's talk basketball, man.
Okay, what do you got?
Let's do it. All right, look, I got to talk this one. Friday night's loss, CSU Pueblo. It's a tough arena to play in. First one I want to ask you, Welsh. How's it feel, man? We'll talk about that in a second. How's it feel to have this rebounding record as yours to call your own? I know you're not a guy. You're a team guy. But, I mean, this is finally your record, man. Going into that game, what was it really like?
It was cool. I had to get 4 rebounds to beat it, so I knew it was going to – I was hoping that it would happen. I was hoping I could grab it.
It's going to happen.
4 rebounds?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you got that.
So, no, it's cool. It's cool to be on top of that leaderboard, and now I'm just trying to distance myself from that second guy and make it so I can hold the record for a long time. It's pretty cool to know that my name is on the website as the all-time leading rebounder. I mean, like you said, it's just a little award along the way, and, we're after another championship, so I'd rather have that than any record.
But that ink is permanent.
Well.
We can't erase that. So it's there forever.
Yeah.
You're always going to be in the leaderboard,
Yeah.
which is phenomenal.
Yeah, thank you.
You know who is an active player right now who's trying to catch you?
Oh, yeah. This guy
Did
over
you
here.
know that? You're trying to catch him. Yeah.
I'm a little ways off, but
Well, looking at the graphic there, I mean, only a lot, but that's okay.
Just got to have a couple 50-rebound games. You'll be fine.
next 4 I'm going to average 100 rebounds. and catch up to him. So.
Wilt.
Yeah.
Wilt in the house.
And then we'll have our official race.
Okay.
Ooh, I like that.
That sounds.
I like that. It's going down.
Yeah. You two have been such a part of UCCS, like growing as, a school and as, basketball. When the RMAC championship was definitely a big thing. What is a game that will always stand out to you two and, in your careers?
I'm definitely going to say both RMAC championships that we played in. The one that we lost by 3 when I was a sophomore, and then the one we ended up winning when I was a junior. Those were really exciting games. They were both at Metro, and we had some great support there. We had some party buses that went down there for us and stuff like that.
Not to party, but to cheer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Party in Gallagher North.
Yeah. But no, those are games that I'll never forget. And hearing that crowd behind us when we were winning and stuff like that, and cutting down those nets for sure. And I think I'll always remember those when I'm 80, 90 years old. Wandering around, I think that I'll always remember those games and that feeling that I had when I was cutting down those nets.
For me, I'd say the same thing, those 2 championship games, but the game 2 years ago, the RMAC semifinal when we played Mines, and we beat them, and that was a huge upset. Nobody thought we were going to win that game. So I think that kind of boosted us not only to the championship, but we knew that we were going to be back the next year. And we're going to be hanging around, the top of the RMAC from there on out. So
I'm going to venture to say your greatest memory as Mountain Lion has yet to be had. Because this season is not quite over, and currently you're making a push.
I like that.
I want to know, let's not be homers here, because we're always going to be cheering for the Mountain Lions. But realistically, what do you two expect from this season, given the fact that right now you're doing really well, you're in contention to host a first-round playoff matchup, you're the defending RMAC tournament champions, you have great experience in the postseason, as you've both alluded to. What are the realistic expectations for this season? How far are you going to go? What are you going to do? What's the optimal outcome?
I think that we could go win another championship. We're finding our stride here a little bit. We're learning to play together, and we're getting back to what we do. And like you said, we're the defending RMAC champions, and we were there the previous year too. So we've got some guys on this team that have been there, and we've been in those big games. So we know what it takes to get to those games. And then once we get there, we know how to act when there's those big crowds and all that pressure. It's exciting. I think if we continue to play the way we've been playing, we could definitely get to the RMAC championship and hopefully win it again. I think that we're a dangerous team when we're playing our brand of basketball, and I think that we're really finding our stride right now. So, hopefully another ring for sure.
What do you think, Dalton?
I think we can repeat as RMAC champions. The way that we're playing right now, with that winning streak that we just had, besides dropping that game at Pueblo, we're kind of on a hot streak right now. We're starting to figure it out finally. So I think at the end of the season, I think we'll be right there in the RMAC championship.
Now, look, I know we talked about future, and obviously the rings, don't help looking back, but I got a question for both of you guys. In Welsh, you personally got to play with you freshman year. I haven't heard that record since freshman year since, 3 years ago and 2 years ago when people were talking about how UCCS struggled. To be where you were then with that record and to have a ring, to have all this playoff experience, to go to the Division II tourney, what's it like looking back on it now as seniors? And Dalton, you having all this experience, fifth-year senior, what's it like, guys?
5-21. Let's hark back just a
yeah.
See, I tried to leave that out there, but someone remembered it.
Because we've come so far, though. I think it's important. Come so far.
It stings. That was a tough year, and being a freshman and trying to get the hang of college and waking up early every morning, and practice was so much harder and lifts were so much harder, and trying to get in the string, and then going and winning 5 games. I mean, it was tough. That was really tough, but I knew that we had something special, and Coach Culver's a great coach, and that was his first year as well. So I think it was just a trial year, and I think that we learned a lot from that year, and we came back stronger. And we kind of had flashes of having a bad year at the start of this year, and we sat down and we talked about the guys that were there for that. We don't want to do that again, so we made those changes as quick as we could. And I think that seeing the steady incline from 5-21 to losing an RMAC championship, winning an RMAC championship, and here we are now. It's exciting. It's fun. It's cool to look back, and I think from an outsider looking in, it's pretty impressive what Coach Culver has done here. So, hopefully continue to stay on the incline.
Freshmen and sophomore from this season have no idea what you've been through. They just come in and think we're this good all the time. And we have been the last couple of years, but that's not always been the case, folks.
But now, what about you, Swole? Yeah. I want to hear this because, I knew Welsh coming in, as a friend, but then I met you. What was it really like? Because you saw the whole program change.
Well, I wasn't playing during the 5-win season. That was my redshirt year. But, I was there every day. I was around it just as much as anybody. And nobody likes losing, So it's fun to see where the program was and where it is now, and just the steady incline that we've had. And the winning is fun now that we're actually winning more games than losing compared to the beginning of the season. So it's just a lot of fun to see where we were compared to where we are now.
Spoken like some true champions.
Because they are champions. They're the defending champions.
A nice ring to it.
Yeah.
And, talking about this season a little bit, actually last weekend you guys played CSU Pueblo. Fortunately lost that one in overtime, but a great game.
Well, I don't think, sorry to cut you off, but the score doesn't indicate how well they played, right? 98-91, the game was closer than that.
They played very well that game. And then the Western State,
that was last
Colorado,
weekend.
That was such a good game too. And, that one came down to the wire. Really talk about last weekend and really what happened and, that stride that you guys are hitting right there.
Yeah, it's tough to play at Pueblo. I think that over my career, I'm 1-3 there. They're a tough team at home, and they shoot the ball. They shot the ball really well at home, and I think that's one of the things that makes them so dangerous at their place. And like you guys talked about a little bit earlier, it was the Red Out night. They had a big crowd, and they had a lot of momentum behind them. And we didn't play our best basketball. In the first half, we made a lot of silly mistakes, and that was one that's going to hurt us down the road, and we know that it got away from us. And we were angry about it, and we went into Western with a little fire, and we came out to a really slow start against Western as well, but then we found our groove, and we started playing the way we play, sharing the ball, rebounding and running. And that was, we kind of took off on them in the second half. But yeah, that was a close game in the first half too, and we came out slow. But I think like that stride that you're talking about is when we find that stride and we play our brand of basketball, we're a tough team to beat, and I think, you know, that'll lead us the rest of the way.
And like Welsh said, that Pueblo game, we just didn't play our best basketball, and we had been playing really good, and then we came out in Pueblo. I don't know if it was because it was a red out night, or they had the big crowd.
Or Charlie was taking shirts.
And Charlie was taking
Traitor.
shirts.
Let it go.
It's Charlie's fault, really, if you boil it down. That's what I'm hearing.
I had to, man.
We're gonna blame it on you, Charlie.
I'll take the L.
But yeah, this is a bump in the road, and then when we found our stride, more in the second half of Western, I think that's where we had been, and I think we got back to that. So hopefully we can continue that this weekend.
Well, right now, the Mountain Lions are on a 19-3 run in terms of scoring. That's how they finished the last game when they came away with an 89-75-point victory against Western State. And these guys are trying to carry the momentum into the Lions' Den as they're going to beat the Broadcasters, or at least try. These guys say that they have been in the gym practicing. Just when I got here just a little while ago, that's what I was hearing, is the practice that was going into this round, because they know they're going to beat you. They say they're going to beat you in sevens because the ladies a few weeks ago beat them. And so they have redemption on their mind. How do you guys feel about this? I mean, what are your initial response to these guys, broadcasters, one of which taking shirts from Pueblo, saying that they're going to beat you in a game of basketball?
MJ's a good hype man.
Let me just prelude this. Our warm-up didn't go as well.
Yeah.
When I say we, it was not me.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I know this guy. I mean, I lived with him freshman year. He was on the team freshman year. He can shoot it a little bit, but I don't know what my man Charlie over there is doing besides stealing shirts. So yeah, we'll see. It's gonna be a good one. I don't know. My man Dalton over there, he's got a pretty nice jump shot on him. So yeah, it should be fun.
If I'm a betting man, which I am, I would bet on the guys from the team. Dalton, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts?
I like where your head's at.
Yeah? I mean, I can't be that much of a homer. I love these guys. These are my pals, but we're playing the team here. But I'm rooting for you because we need to win one here. We're 0 for 2.
Secret weapon, don't worry.
We're 0 for 2 and beat the Broadcasters. In just a little bit, we're about to be 1 and 2 because we're about to beat Alex Welsh and Dalton Patton. And if you want to see how that goes down, stay tuned because we're going to have that right after this commercial break here on the Lions Den. Don't go anywhere. Sevens coming up next.
Since 1909, the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference has been a leader in collegiate athletics, with campuses in some of the most scenic areas in the United States. And now in Salt Lake City, Utah, and Rapid City, South Dakota, the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. Competition elevated.
At the University of Colorado, we award more than 15,000 degrees each year. We've developed nearly 2,000 bioscience innovations. Our community programs serve more than 1 million people in Colorado. Our research has created over 150 companies, and we've partnered on more than 75 space missions. We are 4 campuses, united in making a difference.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II, but we're especially proud of our commitment to Make-A-Wish.
Division II student athletes have led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted. We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
I finally found the healthcare I've been looking for. It's the UCCS Health Circle Primary Care Clinic across from University Village on North Nevada Avenue. The nurse practitioner managed clinic is a perfect fit. I have longer appointments so I don't feel rushed. And we've created a personal health plan that's really working for me. UCCS Health Circle is more than a provider. They're my new healthcare partner.
At the University of Colorado, we make quality education accessible to everyone. We award more undergraduate, graduate, and professional degrees than any other university in the state. We reimagine the way communities are designed, and we help people throughout Colorado to be healthier. We are 4 campuses, united in making a difference.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You are tuned in to the Lions Den, official source of UCCS Sports. We're about to get underway with Beat the Broadcasters as Charlie Benedict Botnick and Brandon Applehands, a.k.a. Sauce, are about to beat down Alex Welsh and Dalton Patton. At least that's what they say is going down here on Sevens. So if you didn't watch a few weeks ago, we're going to play this game called Sevens. How it works is somebody takes a shot. If they put the basket in, or put the ball in the basket, all 3-point shots, you put one in the pot. You keep going. After every made shot, one more goes in the pot until somebody misses. They take what's in the pot. You do not want the pot. Kids, you don't want the pot. Okay, so the way it's going to work, we're going to have Charlie go first. Who's going second? Charlie first. Who's second? Who's going second? Okay, you're good. Charlie doesn't hear me at all. That's fine. Okay, Charlie's up first. Charlie, let's see. Put it down. Me and Charlie got a little side bet going on. I like it. That's one for the broadcasters right there. That's a UC3. Alex Welsh now is up. Shot. Oh, no good. And the guys got an early 1-0 lead. I don't think I believe it. But let's see what Sauce has got in store. Put one in the pot. No go. All right, nothing in the pot as of now. There's Dalton just a little short. Charlie, bang, bang. Botnick, no bang, bang on that one. Guys still leading for the broadcasters 1-0. Sauce is up. Sauce with a chance. He can add to the pot here and create some distance. Possibly there's one in the pot. There's Dalton. Oh, no good. That's a 2-0 advantage for the broadcasters. Charlie's up. What? You just keep shooting. Well, there's Charlie 1 for 3, so it looks like me and Charlie have another bet to settle, and I won that one. Sauce is up. Oh, there's one in the pot. Mountain Lions a little bit in trouble here to the broadcasters. There's Dalton. And puts it in. That's 2 in the pot. And a chance to tie this game if Charlie doesn't make his 3. 2 in the pot. 2-0 lead. Shots up. Shot is good. Charlie coming in the clutch. 3 in the pot with Welsh at the line. And that's no good. That's a 5-0 lead for the broadcasters. I don't know if I believe what I'm seeing. Let's see if we can close this thing out. I got 5-0 right now. We're playing to 7. This could be another one. And it is. That's a 6-0 lead for your broadcasters. Charlie's up. Charlie! With a funny little move there at the end, too. Trying to dab. That was cute. For the game. Oh! Game goes on. That is a clutch 3-point shot. We got a 6-0 lead. 3 in the pot. 4 in the pot. It comes down to the big man. Dalton Patton with a game on the line. No pressure or anything like that. And that's the game, folks. That is a shutout win. Mountain Lions were shut down by the broadcasters. That is redemption. And it looks like the broadcasters finally win one. That was fantastic. I'm pretty excited. We're finally in the winning column now. 1-2 and beat the broadcasters if you're keeping score at home, which I know the millions and millions are. We're going to have another round next week with our softball players, but for now, we're going to relish in this victory because the broadcasters finally pulled out the victory. We won big. It was a shutout. And we got to thank Dalton Patton and Alex Welsh for joining us here on the Lions Den here this week. Really appreciate them stopping by and letting us beat them and beat the broadcasters. So thank you guys for joining us here on the Lions Den. We got more to come. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this.
Puts his head down, wedges his way across the lane, breaks it in the clear, across the 40, 50, 45, 40. He's got a blocker. He's going to shoot from 24. There it is. Right in the goal.
Moody now goes outside to Opson. Opson off the block. It's out. The Bills win.
Puts his
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You are tuned in to the Lions Den, official source of UCCS Sports. Coming off a great victory, and we're talking beat the broadcasters right now because Alex Welsh and Dalton Patton went down at the hands of your broadcasters, Charlie, Benedict Botnick, and Sauce, laying the smackdown. I'm really proud of those guys. But thank you to Dalton Patton and Alex Welsh, seriously, for stopping by, joining us, and playing a little Beat the Broadcaster action with our broadcasters. But now we're going to jump ship. We're going to talk a little bit, jump ship, not like Charlie jump ship, but jump ship in terms of talk about something different. We're going to talk about track because we had some great results over the weekend. For those of you following along, we got an undefeated track athlete right now, a two-time RMAC Athlete of the Week. David Olson, you're about to be running things because we're doing the segment David Olson running things, but have you heard of such a thing? An undefeated track athlete, also two-time RMAC Athlete of the Week.
I have not heard of it in college. I've seen it in high school.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Okay.
no, she's doing really well.
You've seen it in high school when maybe the competition
Yeah,
isn't
no.
quite up to what it is
No,
now. But
no.
at this level of competition, undefeated, that's unfathomable to me.
Yes, she's doing really well this year. I'm really excited for her.
Well, you called it. David, last week I said, who are we going to watch for? What are some names? You said Chantel Fondren. And guess who we're going to talk about first right now in your segment?
Chantel Fondren.
Why would we not?
Yeah, absolutely.
So tell the millions.
yeah,
what
yeah.
did she
Let's-
do? I mean,
let's
we've been
get
hyping
after
her
it.
up with great reason, but what did she do this weekend other
So-
than own everybody else she ran against?
Yeah, so she was at the team was at the Western State Alumni Open, and she ran the 800 and 2:13:24, which is, well, it's a lot of things. It's fast. It is a new UCCS record.
She's got a record.
Yes,
A
she
new
does
one.
now.
Another
She
new
beat
one?
out old teammate Alexa Urban to get the record.
poor Alexa, but I'm
yeah,
sure she doesn't mind sharing.
she's a good sport about it. Again, RMAC Track Athlete of the Week.
Again,
yeah. So
Two in a
round
row.
two. And she currently has the fastest 800 in the RMAC on
The
the
entire-
on the women's side.
Okay,
Yes,
but-
yes.
That's
so
pretty
she's
impressive,
so
David.
she's doing really well, provisionally qualified. So that is her third event to provisionally qualify in. So she's having a very, very good season.
And nobody has yet to finish in front of her.
Not at this point, no.
That's insane.
Yeah. So she's doing really well. Obviously, very, very happy for her. There were a couple other people that raced this weekend.
She
so
wasn't the only one running.
No,
She did really
she
well,
wasn't.
But we had a couple other really good results. to
Yes,
tell
yes,
the
we
millions
do.
and millions
Yeah. So Molly Klotz was actually not too far behind Chantel.
She's
So-
trying to catch her.
Yeah, she was actually in a different heat, but their times are similar.
She's trying to catch her.
Yes.
I mean, not like
yes.
an act,
Yeah, she
time.
was.
Yeah, of course.
So Molly Klotz ran a 2:15:63.
Is that good?
It's very, very good, but she was very, very close to provisionally qualifying. So she was a little disappointed about it, which I can't say I blame her. So she still ran fast, but she just wanted a little, like 0.2 seconds faster, and she would have provisionally qualified.
She needed somebody chasing her.
Yeah.
Somebody
So
chasing her.
preferably
She's so
someone
far ahead.
angry and intimidating.
Yeah.
But she.
We'll try to work that out for the
yeah,
next one.
so she did well, and then Chelsea Martis was in the same heat as Molly Klotz for the 800, ran 2:17 flat, which is pretty good.
How good?
2:17 is
Pretty good.
pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
pretty good. And those two, so Molly Klotz and Chelsea Martis, were paced by freshman Mara Guzman.
Freshman?
Yeah, freshman Mara. Yeah, and she was actually not supposed to race at all, and she kind of
What do
she
you mean
went
by
out.
that? Like,
well,
she didn't get in trouble because she didn't
well,
go against the coach's wishes necessarily.
No. Kabatsky was on board with it.
He's like, go beat everybody.
Well, the idea was, so she's what was called a rabbit, which just basically means she runs in front of them for a certain part of the race in order for her teammates to kind of pace.
Kind of set the tempo.
Exactly,
Oh.
exactly. So she finished behind them, but she was kind of supposed to because she was the rabbit.
Okay, so she did her job well.
It was kind of a self-sacrificing thing to do.
What a noble
Yeah,
act.
yeah,
We really appreciate
yeah. Obviously,
that,
Corey Kabatsky was
Who
very.
knew that running was such a team effort?
Yeah, it can be. It's all behind the scenes, but that's what I'm here for. So
Interesting.
Yeah,
And we
absolutely.
appreciate you coming in. Okay, so let's go ahead and tell the millions and millions and millions of listening Lions, what are we looking out for in the upcoming events? What's coming up? What's on the calendar? Who do we look out for, David?
So they don't have anything this upcoming weekend.
They need a break from all the
They
domination.
do need a break.
Tired,
They're
legs are
very
fatigued.
yes, they are very excited to just get a training block in and not taper for a while. So nothing this weekend, but the weekend after that is the Joe Davies Classic.
Joe Davies
at Colorado School of Mines.
That is a classic run.
Yes,
Colorado
it is.
Mines.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, they've been there a lot. So.
Well, but that is good because that's turning into somewhat of a home track for us. The way we've been dominating up there, right?
Yes, I
All
would
right.
agree.
That's right.
I would agree.
Well, you heard it first right here on the Lions Den from David Olson, running things. That's what we're going to talk about. We're going to have all those results in 2 weeks after the Joe Davies Invitational, the classic there at Colorado Mines, coming up in a couple weeks. But coming up next, we're going to break down what happened in Las Vegas as your UCCS softball team opened up the regular season and did a wonderful job, I might add. They started off undefeated, 3-0. Did fall in the last 2 games, but came away with a winning record. We'll talk all about that when we return right here on the Lions Den. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this.
Since 1909, the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference has been a leader in
No, you're
collegiate
good.
athletics, with campuses in some of the most scenic areas in the United States. And now in Salt Lake City, Utah, and Rapid City, South Dakota, the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference competition elevated.
Softball. Yes.
At the University of Colorado, we award more than 15,000 degrees each year.
more
We've
than that,
developed
actually.
nearly 2,000
No, they-
bioscience innovations.
They got shut
Our
out.
community programs serve more than 1 million people in Colorado. Our research has created over 150 companies.
Hey,
and we've
David,
partnered on more than
what do you
75
think?
space
What do you guys
missions.
think? In 2 weeks, bringing on a couple of
We are
girls
4
from the track.
campuses,
Yeah, we were talking about Chantel.
united in making a difference.
Well, we can have either her or Kamaya said
We have so much to celebrate in Division II, but we're especially proud of our commitment to Make-A-Wish.
Division II student athletes have led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted. We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
I finally found the healthcare I've been looking for. It's the UCCS Health Circle Primary Care Clinic across from University Village on North Nevada Avenue. The nurse practitioner managed clinic is a perfect fit. I have longer appointments so I don't feel rushed. And we've created a personal health plan that's really working for me. UCCS Health Circle is more than a provider. They're my new healthcare partner.
At the University of Colorado, we make quality education accessible to everyone. We award more undergraduate, graduate, and professional degrees than any other university in the state. We reimagine the way communities are designed, and we help people throughout Colorado to be healthier. We are 4 campuses, united in making a difference.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You are tuned in to the Lions Den, official source of UCCS sports. And you don't want to ever go anywhere during our commercial breaks because you never know what we might say or do in a hot live mic. So thanks to the eyes in the sky who are watching us and letting us know what goes on in commercial break. But right now we're back We're live. We got some stuff to cover because softball season started over the weekend. Jared Werner, our SID, took a little vacation to Las Vegas and just happened to watch a couple of softball games while he was there. He knows I'm totally joking because he doesn't ever take vacation. Even in the summer times, this guy works constantly. But softball team was in action. They started the season 3-0 with new head coach here on campus, Ricky Rothenbauer. You say it, Jared.
Ricky Rothbauer.
Yeah, that's the one. She's new, and we're going to learn her name, and we're also going to learn the players and what's going on the team. They did start 3-0, which is a great start to any season. Unfortunately, they faltered in the last 2 games of the Desert Stinger. But how about that, Charlie? I know you were watching the games with Ricky Rothbauer, and her great start, 3-0, to begin her career here at UCCS, and the Mountain Lions come away with those 3 wins on the road in the desert.
Well, first off, I just got to say this was a big weekend because we had a person in Las Vegas with our softball team, and then we had David Olson with track and field, and then you had me and Sauce with Sauce and I in basketball.
Good
so
grammar.
Yeah,
all
way to
three,
be grammatically correct.
I got you. So every sport had a representative of UCCS athletics, so that is a big step. Got to watch some of the games. They were late games, but they were so much fun. We came out those first 3 games just on fire. That first game, 8-7, a high-scoring game. And, you got to see a lot of players that we're used to, really seeing. Stephanie Chitowski, Danny Fonseca, those 2 have been really notable names. But a player that stepped up, McKenna Smith, catcher for the UCCS Mountain Lions. She played very well, got her first home run in the second game. So, she was stepping up. And this team is just fun to watch, honestly. They were just fun to watch. They just, you can tell just watching them that they love to be out there with each other, and they're playing for each other, and I think that's a really good thing. Danny Fonseca, Jordan Cusimano will be on the show next week, and we'll talk to them about that. But it was just a fun game and a fun couple of games, and 3-0 is a good way to start it.
Well, they did fall in the last 2 games, but
Yeah.
if you look right there at the picture on your screen, Mountain Lions right now 3-2, clearly ahead of the pack, at least through the opening weekend of the regular season. The only team right now with a winning record in the entire RMAC. Sauce, what was your take on the softball team from this past weekend?
Well, I watched Saturday, and that was the first contest I watched, and I saw Danny's boomer over the
It
fence.
still hasn't landed.
I think it's still circulating.
It's orbiting the Earth as we speak.
So that was a great one. Then I was intrigued, so I had to watch the next one, and I saw the 12 strikeouts. So that wasn't too bad. But no, in all stuff aside, Danny Fonseca, I got to interview her last year, coined the term most dangerous hitter in the RMAC, and I think that's going to be true this year, especially on the Lions Day. I don't even know who's going to pitch to her or whatever we do. But no, I think off to a good start. Ricky Rothbauer, great coach. I think everything up here at UCCS is up to par and going even farther. And I think basketball has really set that standard, and every sports team is getting to their peak. So I'm really excited for the season.
Jared, if we can bring that graphic up one more time, talking about Danny Fonseca's home run, and she's moving up that list indeed, and she's doing quite well, if I may say so myself. Danny Fonseca hitting some home runs. I interviewed her a couple years ago, and she mentioned that season she wanted to hit 1 billion home runs. She's on her way right now with that 1 billion home runs. You see her there moving up the list, some notable names to catch. But she's doing a great job. Starting off, as I mentioned earlier, doing it from both sides of the plate, 12 strikeouts. And she can hit the long ball. There isn't anything that Danny cannot do, and we're going to see what else she can do next week here on the Lions Den as she joins us. And we got some more Beat the Broadcasters coming up, but the Broadcasters are going to win again because right now we're on a hot
you
streak,
like that
1-0.
win? You like that one?
Do you like that win?
Wasn't too bad, right?
Held it down,
Charlie,
fellas.
Charlie made a couple
Appreciate
shots.
that.
Shoes.
Yeah, I think Charlie changing shoes. I think we got to do that. You got to do that every time. Do whatever you got to do.
I got you. That was
It's
a
all
fun
in the
win.
shoes.
On the dub.
It's all in the shoes. Okay, well, we got a little bit more coming up here on the Lions Den. We got Sauce's Spin coming up next here on the Lions Den. Before we get to what to watch for, we're going to be right back after this. Don't go anywhere. You're tuned in to the Lions Den.
Puts his head down, wedges his way across the lane, breaks it in the clear, across the 40, 50, 45, 40. He's got a blocker. He's going to shoot from 25. There it is. Right in the goal.
Moody now goes outside to Opson. Opson off the block. It's out. The Bills win.
And millions of listening Lions out there are wondering, what do we need to do to get a couple wins this weekend in the basketball? And we're going to tell you right now, because coming up right now, we got Sauce's Spin. Our residential analyst here is going to break down some film and let you know what you need to know so the Mountain Lions get the win on the road. Sauce, take it over.
I want to welcome you all to Sauce's Spin. Brandon Applehans as your film analyst this evening. Now, what we're going to talk about Chadron State Eagles and how the Mountain Lions got to try to get a win on that one. So, Colorado School of Mines, they had that game 73-88. Chadron State ended up losing that one in a what seemed to be not a good game for Chadron State. We have a couple guys to look out for, though. Chadron State shoots at 69 points per contest, and that's 14th in the RMAC. Then you had 40% from the field as their statistics coming in. Some high scores, Warren Gordon and Sharif Black, they're both at 12 and 13 points per contest. But, hey, why am I still doing talking? Let's look at some film here. Jared, if you want to get that one going. So now this first clip, we're going to look at Chadron's defense. Good move there by Mines coming up. He beats his defender, and he takes it to the rack, but that's an offensive board, so they got to watch for that. And one more shot. Obviously, Mines does a good job. DJ Khaled, another one. They get an easy bucket there in the lane. Offensive boards, you got to watch there. As for Chadron's offense, they love to take their defenders to the rack. There you see a breakdown of the defense, and they go to the cup. As for this next one, transition offense. They just got scored on. They're going to push the pace. They are deadly in transition. You always got to jam the ball carrier, stop him, and don't have that happen. This next one, Billy Johnson. He's a slasher. He's a driver. Number 2 on your screen. That's just a good spin move on a good defender in Johnson. As for this next one, 2-3 zone here by Mines. And now what you got to do is you got to try and get your shot here for Sharif Black. He is 33% from downtown, and they will take tough shots. Mountain Lions will obviously come out in a 2-3 zone. We've been seeing that in the last 3 matches, and that's just a nice-looking shot there. As for the next one, half-court offense off the dribble. They love to create. Andre Miller, no, not the NBA guy, breaks his guy down, gets an open shooter, a better look. He's 40% from downtown, so obviously draws some attention. Now, this team obviously likes to beat you off the dribble, but when they have a half-court offense, they are a very patient team. You see somewhat of a patient team here. They go inside. The double comes. Mountain Lions can't be late on that double team. And now this next one, a couple things actually about this clip. You got to stay with your man. Chadron is a good team at moving without the basketball. There you see some offside action there. He misses it. And then another one. Mountain Lions they cannot let old boards happen. And that's just a good offensive bucket there by Miles Robinson. Last clip for you, defensive clip. Chadron State doubles well in the post. You got to get out to shooters. And this one, it was just a little too late here for Chadron State. As you see, a nice shot. That's just good offense beating good defense any given day of the week. So what do the Mountain Lions have to do? Obviously, watching those clips, Mountain Lions need to contest all shots. They need to play good defense. But on the offensive end, they just simply need to not show up, but they need to outscore this team. Chadron State only averaging 69 points per contest. Mountain Lions second in the RMAC at 83 points per contest. So scoring battle might not be too bad this time, but they got to play some defense, and don't let this team get hot. MJ, back to you, bro.
Well, you know, all the millions and millions wanted to know what to do to get the wins. And if you don't know, now you know. Sauce's Spin giving you the breakdown on what the Mountain Lions need to do to come away with the win. It's prediction time, gentlemen. I need to know, what are your thoughts this upcoming weekend? Sauce, we're going to start with you on the men's side. What do you predict will happen on the road this weekend as the men travel on the road? As I mentioned, a couple of tough games. What do you think is going to happen?
Chadron State was the biggest margin of victory in this building. Obviously, that's going to be a win in the Chicoine Arena. I think they get that one easily. Regis is going to be a little tougher in downtown Denver. I know Welsh and a couple other guys are from Denver, so a lot of fans coming out. I say 2-0 for the men.
You know, and if they come out, Dalton Patton, Alex Welsh, they're going to get the Lions Den bump, but they have a little bit of redemption on their mind after coming up short here tonight against Beat the Broadcasters. So when they dominate this upcoming weekend, I think we should take a little bit of that credit.
Obviously, especially me and Charlie. Especially Charlie making some shots, too.
Yeah, it's
nice.
all Charlie. Benedict Botnick here, a couple of clutch three-point shots. Charlie, bang, bang. Benedict Botnick. Let's go to the women's side of things. Same opponent, same on-the-road trip. What is your prediction for the women's side on basketball? What's going to happen?
You know, Mountain Lions have seen these teams before. They played Chadron and Regis actually at Gallagher. Fortunately, got 2 losses at Gallagher. Weird weekend for them. So I know they're looking to come out with redemption. Tori Fisher, I'm expecting a pretty good night from her. Also, Jen Vigil is coming out, scoring a, just Jen 3 Hill. That's what I've wanted to call her. She has just been killing it from the three-point line. I expect the Mountain Lions to come in. This is a big weekend as Regis is 12-3 and Chadron's 8-7. And, these teams are very different as Chadron has more of a post presence and Regis has more of attacking guards, which has been a little bit of a weakness for the Mountain Lions. Still expecting a 2-0 weekend on the road. Only have lost 2 games away this season. I expect 2-0.
Well, and only 2 losses all year in 2016 on the women's side of things. And David Olson predicted that Chantel Fondren will not be the RMAC Athlete of the Week next week because she's not in action. Otherwise, she would be, I predict. So those are your predictions here on the Lions Den. We're going to have to tune in next week to see what happens because, sadly, my friends, our time again has come to an end. But don't you fret. We will be back next week with more Lions Den. So tune in then. We will see you next Tuesday for more Lions Den, official source of UCCS Sports. Until then, go Mountain Lions!
Success comes from UCCS, from believing in yourself, from supportive faculty, from trying new things. Success comes from discovering your passion, from being fearless, from those around you. Success comes from UCCS. Apply online at uccs.edu.
At the University of Colorado, we award more than 15,000 degrees each year. We've developed nearly 2,000 bioscience innovations. Our community programs serve more than 1 million people in Colorado. Our research has created over 150 companies, and we've partnered on more than 75 space missions. We are 4 campuses, united in making a difference.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II, but we're especially proud of our commitment to Make-A-Wish.
Division II student athletes have led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted. We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
finally found the healthcare I've been looking for. It's the UCCS Health Circle Primary Care Clinic across from University Village on North Nevada Avenue. The nurse practitioner managed clinic is a perfect fit. I have longer appointments so I don't feel rushed. And we've created a personal health plan that's really working for me. UCCS Health Circle is more than a provider. They're my new healthcare partner.
At the University of Colorado, we make quality education accessible to everyone. We award more undergraduate, graduate, and professional degrees than any other university in the state. We reimagine the way communities are designed. And we help people throughout Colorado to be healthier. We are 4 campuses, united in making a difference.